We're on a roll. We're on a roll. We've been on a
Yeah,
roll.
yeah, we got a couple other ones lined up that are going to be pretty good as well.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
excited.
got confirmation from an elite high school guy that went prep school back
Yeah,
east, and he's going to join us. We just got to figure out a date that works for you and for me, and he's going to give us some suggestions.
yeah. Well, right now on this episode, we got, I think, in my opinion, one of the most underrated class of 2027 wing slash guards. He just had an incredible provincial run not this past weekend, but 2 weekends ago at the Langley Event Center. They fought hard. I believe they made it to Final Fours where the season was just cut short. But let's welcome Pouyan from Centennial Secondary School.
How y'all doing?
Great, Pouyan,
Doing
welcome to
very
the
good,
show, man.
man.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, no, the whole idea of this show is to get to know a lot of the local elite talent and get to know the person behind the highlights. So it's great for you able to sit down with us and have a conversation. So if you're ready to get into it, you ready to roll?
I've been ready, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
okay, here we go. Okay, well, we'll start off easy. Tell us where you're from. Where did you grow up?
Um, I was born in India, but my background is from Iran. And the thing is, I grew up in Turkey. So yeah, and then I was playing I've been playing basketball for like 11 years now, and then I moved here like 3.5 years ago, and then I've been here since.
Oh, so you got a basketball background and ended up in Coquitlam.
Yeah.
So how did you get into basketball? So you obviously you moved around a little bit. How did
Um,
basketball come to you?
Like I just see a lot of people play basketball like at like outdoor courts and stuff. So I was like, let me start playing it, and I start enjoying it. And when that joy comes, you just want to play more. And then
The rest is history.
You know,
Prior
when I when I
prior
wa-
prior to sorry Henry, before that,
no, you good,
prior to
you
you
good, you
coming
go, you
over
go.
here, like was there different kind of club programs or was it just outdoor street basketball you were playing?
so the reason why I came here was so the by the time that I was there, like my last year of staying in Turkey, it was their economics, it was in a bad situation, and my parents wanted me to uh go somewhere better than Turkey. And then my cousins, my aunt, my uncle was living in Vancouver, Canada, so me and my mom moved here, and then my dad had to stay in Turkey because they don't allow you don't if you're a child, you can only go with your one parent, and they're not gonna allow the
Is are you guys reunited now?
I mean, we're waiting for that to come. It's like a process thingy. I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't know much, so
So, Puyon, when I watch you play, you're like, obviously, you're a taller guard. You're like we have a guy like you on our squad who's probably around your height. You're probably a little bit taller, but describe to me your play style because it's a little bit like unorthodox. Sometimes you'll get the ball and you'll be ready to shoot, or you'll be ready to take a guy that's probably taller than you or not. And like, what do you think sets you apart from like other players that are in your class and age range right now in BC?
I would say I'm a smart point guard, even though like I can use like it depends who's guarding me. If it's a smaller guard and like sagging up, I'm gonna let that fly anytime. And if he's like pressuring me, I won't try to dribble too much. I just move the ball, and then as soon as I find my defenders like sleeping, I just backdoor and then get easy buckets.
So you got speed and hops as well. Yeah, yeah. So growing up learning this style, has there been someone that's influenced you in your basketball journey? Like who do you look up to as someone that you want to copy?
Who do I look up to? Personally, no one, cause I'm like I just grew up playing basketball by myself, and every move, every dribble, every step that I do is just me, you know. Like I don't compare or like anything. It's just this is who I am and what I'm.
So you it's not, okay. So it's not like you say you're like KD or someone like that. You're just Pouyan. That's excellent. That's good. Be yourself.
Let me ask you this before I ask my question. Have you like because usually some guys you'd be surprised. You'd be like, oh wow, like he's self-taught, or he just started getting into basketball and he has taught himself a few things. But when you get to that certain level of I want to know more, that's when you need a trainer to teach you the real dynamics of things. But I want to ask you, are you self-taught?
Some of the parts, yeah.
So like when was the first time you realized like, I would like a trainer? Because I'm asking this question because I perceive that you're self-taught. Some of the things you do, I haven't seen anybody do like much at this high school level.
Like since grade 9, cause in grade 8 there's middle school. I don't know if there's middle school in Serbia.
Yeah.
So in grade 8 it's just like equal minutes. Everyone has to play this certain amount of minutes. And grade 8 summer, like everyone was turning into grade 9. That was big for me because I had to get more exposure. I had to get better. I had to get better at like different things mentally and physical. So
Okay. So now getting to my question now. What does mental toughness mean to you in a game? This 2 weekends ago, you got to play in probably one of the biggest high school tournaments in Canada. Like, everyone watching you in the Arena Bowl. Like, what was it really like?
to be honest, like playing in arena ball has the best atmosphere, and also you gotta like don't think about it. Just play you, be you.
So when you're out there playing, when you're out there warming up, like you know where you are, but you're not influenced by what's around you.
I don't care what anyone says to me. I'm just gonna play my game and then try to get that win.
I've seen that over the years. You've been coached by some pretty one of the biggest minds, probably some of the biggest in BC. Like the coach that you guys have, like I know he's one of the drive directors, so he's got a lot of knowledge in the game. If it's rather from him or anybody else, what's the biggest takeaways of advice that he's given you or any other coach has given you that you've like perceived on right now?
He's always telling like his players to just go out there and like play your game. Don't worry about the refs. Don't worry about anything. Just go play and get us the dub.
Just the dub. So yeah, I mean, not every game you can have a dub. I mean, you guys had a great. We were talking off air before. Like you guys had a pretty good run. You didn't get over the top, but that experience can help you with next year. So how are you staying motivated? What are you doing in this off season to prepare for next year? Like, what are you doing right now?
First things first. I gotta get way more tougher mentally, cause no matter how skilled you are, if you're not tough up here, you're nothing.
And it's a big loss for you guys, obviously, with Alex
Yeah.
graduating, right? Like someone's
I
got to.
mean,
Is that do you feel like that's you kind of going to be taking that role next year?
I don't care what it is if you lose Alex or what, but I believe in my team and I believe in myself.
So when we talk about I need to stop. I need to fix how I word some of my questions. This says describe your worst performance, but let me ask you, describe a game, whether it being this past provincials tournament, whether it's in AAU or whatever, in so far in your high school career. What's a performance where you think you set yourself back and you could have done better? What happened and how were you able to bounce back to, play better, whether like you're talking about mentally or, just in the game physically?
I think the game against Heritage, the first time we played them, it was their senior night. They their crowd was like everyone was there, and then it was just like the fans were talking crap, their parents were talking crap, everyone was talking crap. I was just getting to my head, and I wouldn't say that was my worst performance, but I would say that I gotta control my emotions, and that game made me foul out in the most important game of our career because we were down too. And I let my teammates down, I let my coaches down. The most important thing is I let my parents down.
Interesting.
So do you think like with that, people will start to like see you a certain kind of way like after games like that? Do you think um how would you be able to handle like critique, especially after something like that, and or negative feedback, whether from the crowd, because maybe it doesn't seem like obviously it's positive feedback because they're gonna say stuff like that. So how do you bounce back from something like that, or maybe in a game where that you and your teammates are getting in each other's heads. You're probably saying stuff back to each other. How do you like, how do you talk to yourself after something like that?
Like you just have to stay positive no matter what.
So you're talking about the mentality stuff and things that you want to get better, but is there a skill outside of the mental part of it that you're trying to work on that you're doing this summer? Are you playing with somebody this summer? Are you training with
No,
anyone this summer? Like
I'm
what are you
training
doing?
all summer. I'm trying to like I'm gonna train to get to my spot so like I could do what Alex did this year. So
Just complete takeover when necessary.
I mean, according to Henry, I'm the one of the most underrated players in the province. So
And you're what? You're 6'4" right now?
6'4", yeah.
Do you have a lot of height in your family? Like you got potential to see at 6'7", 6'8" by fall?
My mom is 5'9", my dad is 6'4".
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna grow. You'll probably have an inch or two before November.
I hope so.
So this is kind of like this kind of brings us back to the point where you talk about that game at Heritage. I don't know what happened with the refs, but how do you channel frustration, or even at LEC, how do you channel frustration when a decision is made? I don't want to say anything controversial, but I just say bless every heart of the refs in BC. I feel like sometimes some calls are like, you just make a silly face. But how do you how do you go through a game when you're already in, say for example, you're in foul trouble, you're in foul trouble, maybe it shouldn't have been a charge, but you get the charge. How do you mentally process that, and how do you try to change your game style and gameplay?
Try to play more smarter, and every bad call that happens, you should move on because even how much you like, it doesn't matter how much you talk to the refs, the call is never gonna change. So
So
You
what
know, I
so
haven't
when you,
seen one. I haven't seen one ref come to you and go, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm going to reverse that call. Like their hard stance. They think they saw something, and that's just the way that it is. That's the way it should be. I mean, you can't keep changing things over and over again. You just got to deal with it, and a 10-second memory, and go on to the next. Go on to the next.
even less.
exactly.
So
So I'm a,
I mean, so you might not agree with the referee. You've gone through you played with a lot of different coaches as well. So how do you handle conflict when a coach is telling you to do something when you think you're doing something right? Like I'm sure there's been times where you said, I should be going right, and he's saying go left.
I mean, sometimes coaches can see either. Like, I wouldn't say it's their fault, but it's the pressure on their shoulder too. Because especially in school basketball, they get like hella nervous if even though if it's a close game, like they don't know what to say. So sometimes the coaches can like swear at you. You can't take it personal. Like you just need to listen to them and like stay patient.
So talking about like you're talking about those high pressure situations, how do you handle staying composed in those moments in late game situations where you need a two, but everybody wants to shoot the glory three? Like you just need two to win or two to tie, but everyone wants to go to the next step that's not necessary. Like how do you stay composed?
I mean, to be honest, I don't really know.
You just take it one step at a time,
Yep.
I guess. So based on the conversation. I mean, I didn't know you before this. It just sounds like you're just like taking every moment, just whatever comes, and you just go with it. You roll with it. That's great.
So if I'm a so let's say for example I'm a college coach, right? We're doing an interview, and maybe I'm just asking you, it's like a job interview. I'm asking you, how are you in the workplace? How do you benefit the team? If I'm asking you, if I'm recruiting you for my program, what do you think are your qualities that make you a great teammate?
Let's say I would always support my teammates even though if they're down, like um really happy. Like my I don't know if you guys know him. His name is Lucian Salsig, our head coach. Like you can't be too happy if you win, and you can't be too sad if you lose. Like you can't show your emotions.
No, you see a lot of teams when they celebrate a win. I mean, a win is a win. It's great, but when they celebrate a win too hard, there's going to be a letdown, and it's difficult as a coach to watch because exactly what you say. They celebrate the wins too much, and they're hard on themselves too much on the losses. Right? You gotta take the learning experiences from each one and help you move forward. Yeah, so that's good. So do you find yourself that like on your team, like, do you feel like you're more of a leader now? Like you will be taking that leadership role next year?
I mean, I feel like I took that leadership role this year, and I will take it next year as well.
So how do you do that? Like, what's your leadership style? Is it communication? Is it just working hard? Is it something specific?
I mean, it's all basketball is all about communication to me. Like you got to talk to your teammates, you got to talk to your coaches, you got to let them what's going on the court, what's happening outside the court. Like your team is basically your family, and you got to always support your teammates. When someone is down, you got to lift them up. That's why we're a team.
Yeah. So are you learning that accountability to be a leader through what Alex has shown you in the past, what Trey's shown you in the past? Anybody else?
I mean, I try my best to like support my teammates no matter what happens.
That's great.
When we talk about in the basketball vocabulary, I think there's a lot of words or phrases that go unnoticed or aren't talked about enough. When we talk about accountability, accountability to me and to Tom is probably some of the biggest things, or to anybody in the sport of basketball or sports in general. What's like one important thing a culture teammate has taught you about accountability?
Take a pride, like like you should be pride. That's all I'm gonna say.
So when you say taking pride, you mean like take take pride in like what you do?
Yeah.
What you do, how you do it, how you show it, all of the above.
Yep.
Yeah, right on. So with training that you're going to do this summer, getting into basketball next year, what are your long term goals? Like you starting to think about what kind of schools you want to go to, where you think you might fit in, whether you go to the U.S. or Canada or somewhere else. You starting to think that far down the road?
I mean, I personally think it's still too early because nobody knows what's gonna happen next year. So I don't really like to talk about my future. I just like the present, and I just need to focus on right now, not past or future, you know?
Yeah, I would just for your own sake. Like it's not, it hasn't been broadcast yet, but we just we interviewed a guy from ASM Sports down in Miami. They're a recruiting company. One of the biggest things that we took from him is it's never too young to start. And this is why when you reach out to a school, you might be in grade 9, grade 10. Okay, then they'll see your name. Then you keep reaching out to them, coach. We have a conversation. You'll keep seeing your name, and then eventually they'll be, oh yeah, Pouyan. He's up in Canada. It's never too late to get your name out to somebody to start recognizing what you do and what you can bring to them, right? Because when my oldest son was playing hockey back in the day, we were lucky enough to have a former NHL player's kid playing on our team. So I was talking about him, and one of the things he said to me is, the whole adage: if they're good enough, they'll find you, but sometimes you need to tell them where to look, right? So I mean, we're tucked away up here in Canada. We as Canadian basketball talent, we need to let people know where to look. So don't just sit around hoping that something's going to come to you. You got to put in a little bit of effort to make sure that they know where you are, who you are, what you can bring, all of the above.
Mhm.
So I'll just give that advice to you now: is don't just sit back. If you want to have a conversation offhand, because I do work with ASM Sports as well, more than happy to have that conversation with you. But for now, we just wanted to get to know you and kind of see what we can look forward to when we play against Centennial next year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, keep thinking about where you want to go and how to get there, manifest it, and bring it into existence. I mean, look at Alex. He's going to a prep school next year now, right? And then he's going to probably get a really good opportunity if he didn't get one already, and he just wants to get bigger, faster, and stronger.
I think where he went it's a really good school. Like I like the place that he went because it's a really good for him to get more exposure, and also he has a really good chance to go D1 next year, and I believe in that too.
Watching the way that he plays, he definitely's got the ability to do that for
Because Puyon, when I look at you and when I look at you play, like we've talked, like I see you like my little brother. We've talked a lot, right? And I remember it was one of our conversations that we had before your semifinal game. I don't know if you remember. We were talking a bit in the coach's box, and I told you like when you break the game and you make it down so easy for yourself. The reason why I say that you're probably one of the most underrated is because in BC, to me, I don't see you don't see much guys that are like, because you're a point guard, right? You would say you're a point guard, you're a shooting guard, correct?
So
There's not much guys that are your height playing their guard. They're mostly like, just a bit undersized or just at that 6 foot cap. So you saying that even you want to take this time to develop on your skills and stuff. I just wanted to add a jumbo question. what do you think's like one part of your bag that you really want to add going into this next year? You know, this final push for you.
I mean, I don't really need to add a bag. I just need to master them.
I like that.
Hey, confidence, man. Confidence goes a long way. Well, let's see how confident you are now, Pouyan, going into our 8 quick hitter questions.
Sir.
Have you seen it? Have you seen any of these clips before?
I've seen it from Alex. That's the only one that I watched.
All right. Okay. So, well, there's some other good ones we have in there. We've got Damien from Ellie Matheson. We've got a professional basketball, Mitch Creek. We've got a few other players on there. It's Mitch Creek's is really interesting. He's got a lot of great advice. If you have an opportunity to watch that episode, I would watch that. He's a pro player that played with the Vancouver Bandits, and he's over in Romania right now. He's played on the Australian national team.
Played in the NBA.
He played in the NBA. He's got a lot of good advice. Take a listen to that as well. But quick hitter time. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 8 quick questions, and here we go. Okay, start off simple. Favorite meal?
Kubida is a Persian food.
Okay. Best atmosphere you've played a basketball game in?
Arena Bowl.
Favorite subject at school?
Matt.
Best rivalry school?
Fox.
Okay. Favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
Your favorite pre-game meal?
Sandwich.
Best athlete at Senio, not named Pouyan, in grade 11 or younger?
Ethan Toy.
And who's your GOAT? Jordan, LeBron, or someone else?
Kobe.
Kobe. Okay, there you go.
That's new.
Right on, you did it. It was nice and easy. We're 26 minutes in, and you made it through all the questions.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you coming out, Pouyan, and we hope the best for you, except for when we play against Salish next year, hopefully, and
Yeah.
we'll run it with you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Reach out if you want to have a conversation about future stuff. Just hit me up and we can have a conversation. No pressure.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
Yep.